Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. And I was talking to my friend this morning who's taking his kid to jiu-jitsu tournament for the first time ever. So there's fear and excitement and all that. And it reminded me of my first arm wrestling competition myself, which I often refer to the wrong time in an event I've been to here in America in October 2013. However, it was not my first arm wrestling experience, not the first time I fell in love with arm wrestling. So, the first time actually being, I'm in Russia. I'm probably about 17 at the time, because it was all happened fairly fast. And at this point in my life, I'm going to the gym. It's me and my classmates. We kind of found a gym we can go to in a certain amount of hours, certain amount of days. So, we'll go there together and we'll work out. However, our gym will have an arm wrestling table. And our routine will be like going to the gym and maybe arm wrestling a little bit, working out, and if we have time left, we all arm wrestle again, right? We're just kids, it's fun. It's funner for me because I'm beating most of my classmates, but I get beat by like older kids and whatnot. So like there's some challenge, but there's some easy wins. So like I'm all about it, right? I'm hot. One day we come to the gym and the table is not there. And at that moment I realized, I'm like, oh, I kind of need that table. Like, I loved it. So I'm going to our coach and I'm like, hey, where's that magic tool I've been using to improve my ego this whole time? Right? Like, I'm this fragile kid. I need this. And he says that there's arm wrestling competition in town. And there's like an actual city tournament going on. Like, who's the strongest guy in the city, I guess. And the table been transported to the venue where the competition going to be at, which was at another training facility right outside of my house. I'm like, oh, okay. So I asked my coach about like what's going on, like give me some details, the times and whatnot. I go home with all that information. The tournament is on a weekday, so I decided to skip school the next day so I can go to that because it's like early in the morning. Like let's say it was like 10 in the morning or something. But I decided to go. I decided that's what I want to do because, like all of you guys that decided to go to the first arm wrestling tournament, guess what I do that night? I go home, I go on the internet, I look up every wrist curl exercises, everything you're supposed to do, and I'm doing it that evening thinking I'll be a brand new man by tomorrow, not really considering that I'll most likely be sore out of all of that stuff, but man, I'm out there researching, right? Trying to do something. And the next day comes, and that's what was funny about this conversation about fear and excitement. At this point, I'm old enough to where that's something I want to do. That's something, like, I love that sport and I want to try myself at. And my mom was at work, right? My mom couldn't care less. She already gave me into every little, like, opportunity in sport she could in my younger days. So now that I want to do gym, I want to do this. Mom was at work, she doesn't care. And that's when I realized, like, oh, like the anxiety sets in, the fear that sets in, like, oh, I don't really want to get whooped. You're not really thinking about injuries, so I'm gonna keep it straight. You just don't want to lose, right? The closer it comes to the time, I don't even want to leave the house. Plus, that not that many people really know by now that all my life, I'm extremely shy, introvertish, social anxiety. Like, doing this at some point was the hardest task that you can ever ask of me, right? Being in front of the camera by myself. Pretending there's somebody behind me right now, like, ugh. You good, man? Uh-huh. So at some point, I get enough courage to leave my house and go across the street, because literally how far the competition was outside of my house, like 2-minute walk. Go inside the building, put my name in, register, see my other classmate that came there with me, so we end up competing against each other. Tournament's fairly small. It's only right-handed. We compete. I beat my classmate, and I think I'll lose to somebody, to the next person. And then they ask if anybody is interested in left hand, because it's like, just was not even a thing, really. So I'm like, I'll do it. And again, meeting my classmate decided to do that. I think I beat him. Somebody else decided to do it, and I either lost to him or we had a good war. That's really it. Like, I didn't really place. Just beat my poor friend and a classmate, lost to every random person that was there, and after that I was hooked. After that I decided, you know what, I need to reach out to the people that are more in charge of our arm wrestling thing, and go into the class or whatever it takes, right? That following week I spent trying to get in contact with the guys that do in charge of the whole arm wrestling thing, and how they become part of that, and how they go to the practices or whatnot. And from that day, everything has changed. So if you really love something, don't be afraid.